Welcome back to the best damn training channel on YouTube. Today's Thursday. I'm out at the track again. We're gonna do tempo runs. We're gonna do 10 reps of 100-ish meters. And I say ish because I got about 110 meters of track, but I'm gonna have to slow down prior to that because there is a wall right there that I will smack into as I run back in this direction. And there's some equipment down there that I'll run into if I don't cut it off a little bit short. So we're gonna say 100-ish meters, but somewhere between 90 to slightly over 100 meters on each of these reps here. I'm gonna do 10 reps of these, back and forth, take about a 30-second break in between. And then once we finish the 10 reps on this, we got some fun med ball stuff that I'm gonna do today. One of the things is McCONNELL challenged me to throw a med ball 20 meters from underhand position to overhead backwards. And he used a 8-pound med ball when he did it. I only have access to either a 3 kilo or a 4 kilo. So I'm gonna use the 4 kilo med ball because I'd rather be heavier than too light. And we'll try to toss that thing 20 meters. And then we'll also go into the med ball circuit that I have today. That's gonna be a little bit more dynamic versus the regular core circuit that you guys saw the last time I did my tempo runs. I'm not warm, but I am because I'm only running at 70% effort. I don't need to really like warm myself up for this. So I'm just going to get after it, start knocking these out. I got 10 reps to do. Here's rep number 1. All right, that's 2 reps. Four reps. All right, we got the halfway point here, right here. Rep 5. Rep 6. We got down and back 2 more times. All right, down and back 1 more time. That's gonna be 10 reps. Then we're gonna get the med ball out and play with that a little bit. Rep 9, let's go. All right, this probably isn't the best thing to do after you do your tempo runs is just lay down and not do anything, but I feel pretty good right now. I like the position I'm in. Probably did those last 3 to 4 reps slightly above 70%. Or I'm just tired because they felt a little bit faster than 70. They also felt a little bit harder than 70. But while I got you guys here, we're gonna get a med ball, 4 kilos. McCONNELL threw it overhead backwards for 20 meters, or I think he had 20 meters marked off and he threw it over 20 meters. So I'm not sure how far he was able to throw that over 20 meters. But I'm gonna do the same thing. I'll get the tape measure out. I'll put a cone at 20. I'll put my heels on 0. And then we'll chuck that med ball overhead backwards, see if we can't get 20 meters. And if I don't get 20 meters, I'm using the fact that I just did 10 reps of tempo runs as the reason why I can't throw 20 meters right now. So Matt, if you're watching, This is a lose-lose for you. If I throw over 20, I can say I threw over 20 after doing the tempos. But if I don't throw over 20, I'm gonna say I didn't throw 20 because of the tempos. So no matter what happens right now, Matt, you're in a lose-lose situation. I apologize in advance for what's about to happen. All right, I got a 4 kilo med ball. From the edge of this white line to that red cone out there, hopefully you guys can see, that's 20 meters. Now, this is starting to look far. I'm kind of second guessing myself whether or not I'm gonna be able to throw 20 meters, but I think I got about 2 or 3 good reps in me to try to get this. So if we can at least get to the cone or past the cone, then that means we're at 20 meters. So let's go ahead and give it a rip and see how this goes. I'm not feeling too confident in myself. I was thinking 20 meters is pretty short, and then I measured it out on the field here. 20 meters looks pretty far. That's deep. Okay, never mind. That was 20. The tempo's got in my head. That was, I got a tape measure right here. Let's pull that out. That was about 20.6. All right, I'm gonna do this 2 more times. I feel like I could get a decent one there. I was not expecting that first rep to be over 20, honestly. I thought it'd be real close and I'd have to put a little bit more effort into rep 2 and 3, but we'll line this up and we'll go. This is also 4 kg. Just past it. That's probably a little bit shorter than the first one. The good thing about this turf is I can kind of see where the ball lands on it. That was 20 and a half. Also past 20, that went a little diagonal. So that was probably my longest one, but since it, that was a good one. Where that mark is at, 20.8. All right, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it says 4 kilos. 4 kilo on the ball right there. All right, so the med ball circuit that I'm gonna do today is, I said it was gonna be a little bit more dynamic. I don't know if dynamic's the right word, because when people think dynamic, they think like explosive, very fast type movements, and that's not what today is gonna be with the med ball. It's more dynamic than just doing the core circuit that we did last time, but it's not the most explosive thing that I'm gonna do. What I wanna do is find a med ball that can bounce, so something that's got a little bit of a rebound to it. Find a surface that's gonna allow me to throw this ball and it'll bounce off that surface. Ideally, I would do this against a cement wall or a med ball wall if your gym has something like that. That way I can get close to the wall and just knock out the reps real quick. But because the soccer team is practicing in the background, if I throw this med ball against the cement wall, this building is like an echo chamber and it will be very distracting for them. So luckily I have this high jump pit that's kind of stored off against the wall. I think it is reboundy enough. Yeah, that'll do. Ideally, I want that to kind of pop off the wall a little bit easier. But what I'm gonna do is 10 overhead throws, trying to keep my arms extended overhead and just get 10 reps there. We're gonna do a side toss, we're gonna do a chest toss, and then we're gonna do a granny toss as well. So I'm gonna do 10 reps of each of those. We'll do 3 rounds total on that. That's gonna be kind of my more dynamic core med ball circuit that I do on my second tempo day that you guys have seen. So it makes this session a little bit more fun rather than just running back and forth 10 times. You get to do something that's a little bit more dynamic, that's a little bit more fun, which makes these boring sessions a little bit more enjoyable. So the med ball on this is light. So this is a 3 kilo med ball. You don't need to make this very heavy at all. The idea is not to be throwing a heavy med ball. It's to be repetitive, easy. Try to go from the first motion to the second movement, to the third movement, to the fourth movement without having to take large breaks. So you shouldn't be very fatigued by the time you get to your last movement here. What I'm looking for, overhead position. I think I said I'd do rotation next, but I'm doing chest pass. Now this is the one I'm unsure of, but we'll see how this goes. And that's it. So 3 rounds of that. The rest in between, again, I do about 30 seconds and I'll knock out the second round, 30 seconds, knock out the third round, and then that's gonna be it for today's training. Starting off with those dynamic med ball throws. Even though that's not part of the plan today, that was also fun. And I gotta say I beat Matt, or at least I got the 20-meter mark that Matt set out. I don't know how far his was because I think he just marked 20 and he threw it over that. So we'll have to get some exact measurements on that and have a real competition. But that's gonna be it for today. I appreciate y'all for watching the Best Day of Training channel on YouTube. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.